Welcome back everybody to another episode of GrowerMD Farms, and in today's episode I will be talking about my nutrient regimen, specifically the development and testing of Drip Hydro. Before I go over the details of the rest of the nutrient line and the regimen, just wanted to say thank you to all of my subscribers that have stuck around through the ups and downs on this channel. In the past there was some additional benefit to making the videos. YouTube used to pay pretty well, and then with the shift of policy a few years ago, it's made it pretty demotivating to even want to put the effort in to make a video. But I do appreciate everyone sticking around. My motivations this time around are purely for self-accountability and to help share knowledge, which has always been the original goal of the channel. So I want to continue that path forward here. If you want to help my channel going forward, please like, subscribe, share, and turn the bell notifications on so you don't miss any of my future video updates. There will be giveaways coming up in the near future and a lot of things to try to give back to the community. So let's go ahead and jump right into the content. The first thing that you'll notice about this nutrient line is that it's very simple, consisting of an A, a B, a CalMag, Flex, Flow, PowerSi Original, and PowerSi Bloom. Now I've tried just about every nutrient line on the market, from old school days of Advanced Nutrients, Botanic Air, House and Garden, all the way to more recent ones using powdered in the form of Floraflex and Front Row Ag, and really have not found anything that really suited my exact needs. Always felt that I was supplementing their nutrients with other additives, which just became costly and unnecessary in a certain degree. So here came Drip Hydro, and I was able to work with some longtime friends, Bear Cannabis on Instagram, or you may have known him as Cannaman707 on YouTube, depending on how long you've been around, along with Rex over at PowerSi, and they've been working together to develop this nutrient line, and I'm really excited to be a part of being able to test and provide feedback and help be able to share that information with you guys. So here's the feed chart that I have been running, provided by Drip Hydro, and you have two different options. You have a normal recommended for soil, and then you have a heavy recommended for rock wool and cocoa, which is what I have been personally following. The last 2 years I've spent going back and forth between rock wool and now back to cocoa again, and found that these are the optimal milliliter rates that work for my setup. As most of you know, my goal with everything cannabis related is to maximize my outputs by minimizing my inputs. So that same strategy applied to my testing and feedback provided with this nutrient line. My goal in reducing time on my daily, weekly reservoir changes had to do with, again, the simplicity of the line and how easily I was able to do nutrient changes. The other side of it comes on the end of every grow, which is to have cleanliness in my lines and in my reservoirs to reduce buildup and the additional cleaning needed in between each cycle. Now this is part of my normal regimen either way, but obviously how gross it is a different story, and how taxing the actual process of cleaning the room ultimately is. On the development side, I know that Bear and Rex's goal was to develop a clean, cost-effective line, but wanted to focus on enhancing the flavors and terpene profiles that are developed at the end and during each grow cycle. I just wanted to quickly share with you some of the product specific details that kind of drove me home and sold me on using this nutrient line. And that was really that these formulations of these high quality inputs focus on a bioavailability, which is to maximize your plant's ability to uptake. The base A has a nutrient and NPK value of 5-0-2 with a higher concentration on the nitrogen side, and the base B has an NPK ratio of a 0.44 with a higher concentration on the phosphorus side. The main advantages that I found with this is that I'm no longer needing to supplement any additional nitrogen or any phosphorus supplements during my vegetative stage or into my transition into flower. That's a big transition point for most cannabis strains, and they tend to end up getting under supplied with the proper nutrients, and they end up yellowing out a little bit during that transition period, and I have not had any of that since transitioning over here. Some of the other decisions were the iron being derived from two superior chelates, the iron EDDHA and the iron DTPA. Both sources are allowing for a wider range of pH while remaining in chelated form while you're in your watering solution. The other thing is the base B containing equal amounts of phosphorus and potassium without having to supplement the additional potassium chloride, and this is going to allow for less stretching and tighter internodal spacing. Moving on to Flex, this is a flower and bloom boosting supplement designed again to be used throughout all the flowering stages. Again, focusing on rich, highly bioavailable phosphorus and potassium. This additional phosphorus and potassium is essential into increasing your plant's complex essential oil, sugar, and terpene production, which is ultimately the goal of Drip Hydro. Flex is also containing chelated manganese and chelated zinc. With an NPK ratio of 0:10:10, again, higher concentration of that phosphorus to really push your plants in through the flowering cycle. While base A and B also contain the calcium magnesium that is required, additional based on environmental, medium, and strain specific needs, you will still have supplemental calcium magnesium available. The main goal here was to have a calcium magnesium ratio of 4:1 and focus more on high concentration to allow less need for calcium magnesium use during the actual run. The formulation of the calcium magnesium as well as an additional nitrogen and iron provided will provide your plants with the additional micronutrients that they require during veg and that additional weeks 1 through 5 of flowering. Moving on to the flow, we have a clean, simple method for keeping your irrigation running smooth while increasing oxygen and nutrient availability to your root zone. The active ingredient inside of flow is your hydrochloric acid. The non-toxic plant-safe solution is proven to break down and prevent buildup in your irrigation system and reservoir. So again, very simple, but all covering your key bases. Next up on that list is PowerSi Original, which is going to be used through your veg stage all the way through week 2 of flower. At that point, you will be transitioning to using Bloom from PowerSi, which you'll start at week 1 of flower and carry all the way through till flush. And I have been using these now for several years and have had them as an addition to any line that I had been running, and really found that it is the most cost-effective and effective silicate on the market, and have seen an immediate difference in the, again, stretching and internodal spacing of plants that I've already run in the past, seeing different results. Growing in LED, this is crucial for me to keep my plants as short and squatty as possible. The stretching just kind of kills me if it gets into my lights. So again, key products, all clean, all focusing on bioavailability to provide the best nutrients to your plants as possible. One of the other things that I have created that I will share a link to for you guys is this drip feed chart, and it also is a calculator and allows you to track your individual progress for your run. So in this situation up here, this is the inputs from the recommended feed chart from Drip. So obviously if you run 3 weeks of veg, or if you run longer, shorter, you can kind of remove columns as needed. And then it has a pre-programmed 9 weeks of flower with a week of flush. This current bottom section down here actually shows you the ability to put in your current reservoir size, which in my case I have two 55-gallon reservoirs for a total of 110 gallons. And this will allow me to, using this schedule, calculate automatically my totals needed for the entire run. This will allow me to know exactly what I need to buy and how long each of the bottles that I'm going to have to buy will last me if they can go into multiple runs. The nice part about this is you can now go out and buy your products from the store when they're available. Now on this second tab down here is the actual feeding schedule. Here's where you can input your data more regularly. Now you have an ability to put your date. So if we were going to do a feeding today, we would put the date of 3/26/22. That will automatically transfer the date down to here. Now if you choose to vary your schedule a little bit, I just copied this in here from the week 1 schedule. Let's say they were looking a little low and I wanted to bump up my CalMag to 2. I could go ahead and make an individual adjustment here, which will automatically then adjust down here. Now in my individual case, I'm also using a few other additives at various times throughout the grow, and so I have already included those in the form of Roots XL, the Hygrozyme, and the Sweet Raw here. So for me, I will input these as needed, where needed, and therefore they will also be calculated down here in my totals, so I can again see what I will have for consumption throughout an entire grow. So this will vary again depending on your setup, but I just wanted to go ahead and share this with you as well. I will also put links to some of the product pages where they are available. So I hope this shed some light onto what I'm currently doing and what I have been working on. These products will be available hopefully in the next couple of months this year, and we will probably be posting future updates with when and where they will become available. So if you have any questions about my regimen or anything that you've seen in the video today, please let me know. If you enjoy, again, please like and subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on your notifications so you do not miss any of our other future updates. If you have any questions, please let me know, or you can shoot me an email at growermd@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. See you next time.